What's up guys, it's Stock Picks by Tim. This is like my third attempt trying to record this. My mic keeps getting disconnected, so hopefully it'll work this time. But I'm going to look at some things in the market for you. We're going to look at some stocks reporting earnings coming up here. It looks like small caps are doing pretty well today, and I'm also just going to give you some overall thoughts. Now don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I put out daily videos, definitely appreciate each and every one of you. And make sure you check out the links below for some free crypto and stocks. And let's first off look at TradingView's heat map. Now as you can see as of this upload, large cap tech is, relatively flat, coming down a bit. It seems like retail trade is doing pretty well, green across the board. Everything else is relatively mixed. Now, small caps are doing pretty good today. If you look out more than just today, these small caps are still beaten down extremely hard, and I gotta talk to you about them. So first off, one of my all-time favorites, CleanSpark. They just reported earnings. Now, revenue could have definitely came out better. Typically, they get about a 50% quarter-over-quarter increase in revenue. This time was just a little bit over last quarter. However, I still have faith in CleanSpark for the long term. Next couple months might be hard on CleanSpark, seeing if Bitcoin just kind of stays stagnated or even comes down further. That could definitely hurt CleanSpark. Long term, I've got a lot of faith in CleanSpark, but I also do believe Bitcoin over 2 years will come to all-time highs, break all-time highs within 2 years. In a 2-year time period, I also expect CleanSpark to about 4x. Now that being said, short term, this can definitely continue down. We could even create new lower lows. I personally don't expect it. I think this is ridiculously oversold. I think this is ridiculously undervalued. And when you look at Bitcoin miners, this is the most undervalued miner when you look at market cap to hash rate. You've got a company that the executives are literally saying, we don't plan on any dilution. If we're going to acquire capital, it's going to be through the sale of Bitcoin. It's going to be through the usage of debt. Issuance of shares is literally the last option, and being a shareholder, I definitely like that. I definitely like the idea of them selling their Bitcoin. So far, that has worked greatly, and they sold a lot in the 39 to 40,000 range, and here we are where we're at. They look like geniuses so far, instead of just having that Bitcoin sitting on their balance sheet. So I think this company is, executing on all cylinders, in my opinion, and I will be a continued buyer. So if you're buying this at $10, $15, $20, why aren't you buying CleanSpark at the current price? Now here's another great example of a stock that if you're buying at 20, 15, 25, why the hell aren't you buying it under $10? This is ChargePoint, Chpt. And it has been recovering quite nicely from this 864. I cannot believe it got that low. We have popped up quite nice from there. We are now a bit overbought on the RSI. MACD still pointing up, still going up, and the candles are bullish. However, I think this can come down anytime and retest this level potentially. I see it as a great time to add to it. As we continue to see fear in small caps, I definitely expect ChargePoint to continue in this area. I see it as a great time to add. They are the leading EV charger, and they are expanding into Europe, getting more and more revenue there. Their balance sheet looks good. Seeing their revenue continue to increase over time looks great. And they are working towards profitability. Not there yet though, so be aware of that. And another great example of a stock to buy now is AMD. This one gave out great earnings. They gave out great expectations for guidance moving forwards. And yet this one, is still in the 80s. I see this as a great time to add AMD, and looking at it, if you're buying it at 100, if you're buying it at 115, 120, and God forbid at like the $150 area, why the hell wouldn't you be buying AMD right now where it is under $90? I see this as a great long-term opportunity to add, and, in reality, all these stocks are selling off because people think in the short term they will continue down. And that's all fine and well, but what's going to happen in the long term? It's very likely that a lot of people now, in the back of their minds, do expect all of these stocks to be higher in the long term, but they just don't want to hold through the fear. They don't want to hold through these coming down to lower levels. And I'm willing to take that risk. I'm willing to buy AMD knowing that this can come down and, it can break this 82, 84. It can break this and create new lows. In that case, it's great for a breakout trade to the downside for you day traders. And on the inverse, if we break about 92, it's very likely we'll come and push towards 95. So you could always play this with day trades. You could definitely go long term on this. I believe in AMD long term, but I'm definitely going to take opportunities with day trades as well. If this does break new lows, I see it as a great time for a breakout trade. Looking at it on the RSI and the MACD, MACD is curling up, pointing up. RSI somewhat in the neutral area, pointing downwards. Still over its trend line though. Now, the way I see CleanSpark, ChargePoint, and AMD, these are definitely long-term plays for me. Now, if I'm going to be buying them when they're 10, 20, 30% higher, you better believe I'm going to be buying them now. I definitely believe in all three of these companies, and I think long-term, these three specifically will outperform just the overall market. Alright, now we've also got earnings coming up here. We've got Indie Semiconductors. This one's reporting today, May the 12th, and I'm going to be watching this one. I'm definitely going to be giving you guys a cut-up edited version of their earnings. So stay tuned for that. Very excited for that. And also Immersion, or Immr. Now, if you guys are familiar with this channel, you might have heard me mention Immersion before, Immr stock. This is another one I have a small position in, and I will be watching their earnings as well, coming out today, Thursday, May the 12th as well. Now, I quickly wanted to say thank you to First Step. Thanks for reminding me that Voyager is coming out with earnings, and this is expected May the 16th. So coming up next week, get ready for that. I will be covering it. And obviously, if you're a Voyager stockholder, or even if you're a VGX token holder, you're definitely going to want to tune into Voyager's earnings, because if the company overall does good or does bad, that will be reflected in VGX token's price. Now, right now we're dealing with this regulatory fear. This has been continuing down. We broke that $1.30. It became our resistance here, and it just continued down. I haven't bought it. I've just been watching this one. I see it now as a potential time to start adding, although I think it can test these lower levels, the 60-cent area, break down, fall further as we still deal with this regulation fear. And if Bitcoin falls down, VGX is likely to fall down further. If Bitcoin goes up, VGX is likely to come up at a lower rate. So I right now don't see altcoins as the play, especially while we're going through this bearishness through Bitcoin. I see Bitcoin as the better choice. It's very possible some of these altcoins, not VGX in my opinion, I think VGX will stick around, but there's some altcoins I think that will be gone, be completely gone, lose 99% of their value. So be very careful in what you're investing in terms of altcoins, guys. VGX, I'm pretty confident in. I am just waiting on this. Once we broke that $1.30, couldn't hold as a support. I figured we would break $1 or test $1 at the very least, possibly break $1. We broke $1, continuing down. If you're long term on it, I do see it as a great time to, average through, add in, but I'm just kind of watching this one. Now, as regulation worry continues to loom over VGX token's head, this one can definitely touch some lower levels. I'm just kind of watching it. I do see it as a potential time to start adding again, though. Alright guys, that's it for now. Let me know in the comments what you think about VGX token, what you think about CleanSpark, ChargePoint, AMD, what else are you looking for in the market? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks as always, guys. Love each and every one of you, and until next time, take it easy.